pressure, ministry never quits. I was trying to do better. July 2020 in the mountains of Tennessee.
The little old man down. The little old man down. The little old man down. Little old man down. The little old man down. The little old man down. Oh, little old man down. Little old man down.
I was under pressure, ministry never quits. I was trying to do better. July 2020 in the mountains of Tennessee.
Hear me, hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? This is my prayer. This is my story. These are the reasons why letting go is so hard for me. Yes, it is. I've been betrayed, abandoned, and abused. Yet I stand in the midst of the flame, getting ready to be used. Hear me, hear me, oh, hear me, hear me now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I've been a slave to my sin. Kept doing things wasn't supposed to do, but I kept giving in. Then you called me, heard it from the grave. Now all I am, I give to you is why I praise. Can you hear me?
All right. Shalom to the brethren. What's going on? It's Yak B. Lou. This is your Script Talk Podcast, episode 21. Give all praises to the Most High. Thanks to his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Shalom to the brethren. What up to everybody else? Stop what you're doing. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. Do it. All right. This is right on the heels of that book of Peter, book of Peter, chapter 3. You know, we talked a lot about the wives obeying their husbands and husbands having a reverence for their wives. And I wanted to touch on this book of Proverbs, chapter 31. Okay, we're finna get right on into this thing. It's only right that we get right on in there. You know, the water's warm. You know, and we got to get in. But willing, we get some edification out of this thing. But willing, we get some edification out of this. You know, it be some strongholds cast down. Or it be some firm foundations laid. Let's get right on to it. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31. And it goes. The words of King Lemuel, an oracle that his mother taught him. Know, my son, know son of my womb? No, son of my vows. Do not give your strength to women, your your ways to those who destroy kings. There's a mother telling her son who is going to be king, or who is currently king, you know, giving him some wise counsel. And part of the wise counsel is, do not give your strength to women. You got to think, this man is a prince, or he a king, so he got his pick of women, a lot of beautiful women. You know, of course, he'd have to use his forefather, King Solomon, as a measuring stick, and as something to look at and consider, about dealing with so many women, or being so concerned with women that it calls you to mess up, right? I said, don't give your strength to women, nor your ways to those that destroy kings. He's talking about the ways, the characteristics that destroy kings, that cause kings to fall. Idolatry, drunkenness, greed, laziness. You can just go back and read the book of Kings, the book of, Samuel and Chronicles, and you can read the stories about the kings. You can see where kings messed up at. You can see where kings stood and was righteous, right? So lend not your ways to those that destroy kings. For it is not for kings or malaks, O Lamuel. It is not for Malak to drink wine, or for rulers to desire strong drink. Now, this is not a commandment. This is not a commandment. It's not saying you can't. He's saying it's not wise because there's room for error, right? Because if you can't maintain your modesty, if you don't know how to, as they say, hold your liquor, you end up getting into some trouble, right? It's not for Malak to drink wine, or for rulers to desire strong drink, or else they will drink and forget what has been decreed. They will forget the laws, statutes of the Most High. They will forget how to conduct themselves, right? They will behave unseemly if they give themselves over to too much drink. There's a fine line you got to walk when you're drinking, and many cross it, right? Because the drunkenness blurs the line, and it causes a man to do what he ought to not do. So how you avoid that completely is you just don't do it. That's what his mama trying to tell him. Just don't even do it. Just don't even do it at all. So you don't end up messing up. You got too much responsibility as a malak. You overseeing the people, and it's a stressful job already. It said, or else they will drink and forget what has been decreed, and will pervert the rights of all the afflicted. You gonna slack on your duties. You gonna slack on your job because you're drunk. Because you out here drunk. You out here not handling your business. She said, give strong drink to one who is perishing, and wine to those in bitter distress. Let them drink and forget their poverty. They said, because they ain't got no responsibilities. The one who is perishing, he's about to die, right? And give strong drink to one who is perishing, and wine to those in bitter distress. They not worried about responsibilities if they in bitter distress, or they stressed about their responsibilities, right? or the lack thereof. It said, let them drink and forget their poverty, their hardships, and remember their misery no more. Let them get the head bad. But it's telling us, and this is the thing, I've been saying this on this podcast. I said it on previous podcasts. Every time I get to talk, this is my mindset. This is what I try to give our people to think of, is about the characteristics of the scripture. We argue over doctrine. We argue over when is the Shabbat, when is the feast day. Do you wear fringes or do you wear tassels? Do you, is sex marriage? We argue over a whole bunch of stuff. But you want to know some of the stuff we can't argue about? Is these characteristics. We about to go over the characteristics the scriptures say a man and a woman ought to have. That stuff is plainly said. It's not left up to no private interpretation. And it's confirmed throughout the scriptures. So it's my opinion that these are the things in which we ought to be focusing on. Here, verse 8. Speak out for those who cannot speak. Instead of getting drunk and messing up or putting yourself in a position to err, to go off. Instead of doing that, why don't you spend your time speaking out for those who cannot speak, for the rights of all the destitute. Let's look up the word destitute real quick. Definition of the word destitute. Okay, destitute, without the basic necessities of life, not having. So speak out for those who cannot speak, and speak for the rights of all of those that lack the basic necessities of life. So should we be out here, feasting and getting drunk? Should we be out here arguing over what day is this and what day is that? Or should we be speaking out for those who cannot speak and speaking for the rights of all those that lack the basic necessities of life? Speak out. Judge righteously. Right ruling. Defend the rights of the poor and the needy. I wonder why it's a difference in that. Because you think poor and needy is the same thing. Let's look up the definition of needy. Definition of needy. Says the definition of needy: of a person lacking the necessities of life, very poor, of circumstances characterized by poverty. So here we have the mother of a prince or of a king imploring him to look out for the needs of those that are less fortunate, instead of giving itself over to drunkenness, giving itself over to drunkenness, pretty much. Look out for the little guy. That's supposed to be where your mind is at. A capable wife who can find. She is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. You know why? Because he's filled with joy and happiness from dealing with this precious woman, right? He go get it because he got to get it because of her. She ain't arguing and bickering with him and being rebellious against his decrees. She ain't smacking her lips when When he says something, she's 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 a joy and a delight to him. It said the heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. Because he got to get it. You got to get it when you got something so too. She does him tube and not harm all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. She's not idle, brothers and sisters. She don't just sit around and look pretty, look cute. She about that action, you know. She out there trying to make it happen. She out there looking for ways that she can contribute, that she could add. She could add to the table. She is like the ships of the merchant. She brings her food from far away. That means she going out and she trying to find the best ways. She's trying to innovate. She's trying to keep new, keep up to date. She going out getting different fruits, getting different vegetables from other places, trying to figure out ways to make it tasty so she can bring it to a man, so she can bring it to a family and give them joy when they taste it. And like, what's that? Where you get that from? From a distant land far away. I put that order in on that ship. Told them I need that for my family. Right? She rises while it is still night. She get up for the sun up. She get up for the sun up. And provides food for her husband. She got to get up because that man got to eat before he go to work. That man needs something to eat so he can get out there and handle the business. She's considerate. She's not selfish, brothers and sisters. She ain't just up for the kids. She's up to feed the family. She rises while it is still night and provides food for her household and tasks for her servant girls. Now, I'm sorry. For some reason, I saw the H right there and I automatically thought husband, but it's for the whole house. You know, she getting food ready for the house girls. She getting she getting the food prepared for the household. She got servant girls. So these are people with a little money. They got servants. But she don't let her servants just sit around. No, get up, help me get this stuff together. So that means she's organized. She orchestrates. You know, she's a quarterback calling plays in the huddle. Right? She quick on her feet. You know, she's telling people, hey, listen, take care of this. Get on this. You over here, you take care of that. You over here, you take care of this. Okay? She's virtuous. She's industrious. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. So she's very diligent with her spending out here. You know, how women today, somebody said they're some of the most independent women on the planet. They got these good jobs. They making money. You know, it ain't nothing for our women these days to earn a nice wage. But what we be lacking at is a lot of the more characteristics of the woman in her humility, in her reverence towards her husband, towards her family. You know, a meekness and a gentle spirit is what a lot of our women be lacking. But, you know, true enough, it's a hard world out here. You know, it's a rough world with rough people, and it's hard to be gentle in a rough world. But we're gonna have to find a way. You know, we're really gonna have to find a way. Cause being hard hardens. Even if you know, acting hard for your circumstances, it's gonna have a negative effect on you, right? She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong. Okay? Her whole her whole being is about strength. She understands the conduct of a wife with a powerful man. Okay? A man getting money, she getting money. Not even about getting money. They active. They productive. Right? Whether it be productive in business or productive in whatever they endeavor in. Her husband getting to the work, so she wants to be a proper helpmeet, so she getting to the work. And she get to the work in such a way that exhorts power. She moves and speaks and acts as one with authority, right? And she girds herself up with strength. She puts it on. She puts it on. When she talked to them servant girls, she talked to them with strength. She ain't, hey guys, you think you guys could come help me? He's no, hey, listen, go over here, go take care of this, go do that. It's not, it ain't no questions. She speaks as one with authority, taking care of business, right? Makes her arm strong. So not only is she acting, carrying herself with strength, but her actions are strength, right? It's one thing to talk strong, but it's another thing to move strong, right? She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. You know, that mean up into the wee hours of the night, she's occupied. She's not idle. You know, she could be up reading scripture. She could be up, making a game plan for the next day, making a chore list. When everybody else cutting their light out, they're going to sleep, they're getting some shut eye. She up. She up. She up late, and then she get up early. It says she get up before the sun come up. Somebody that's about their business. Somebody that is about their business. She puts her hands to the distaff. Now, I don't know what a distaff is. So let's find out what a distaff is. Real quick. Let me see. What is a distaff? Distaff, a stick or spindle unto which wool or flax is wound for spinning. So she's making clothes. She's making clothes. She's making blankets. She's making garments. Right? It's old school, but it's hard work. And she's all about it. Right? She puts her hands to the distaff and her hands hold the spindle. She opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. So not only is she taking care of business, right? Because here's where we have issues today. Because we put in so much work, or a person or a particular woman or even a man even might put in so much work in these previous verses, girding yourself up with strength, your merchandise is profitable, you're considering fields and you buy it, the fruit of your hands, plant vineyards, you're active out here. So you said, well, I get out and get it, other people ought to get out and get it too. But she's not like that. This virtuous woman, she's not like that. It says she opens her hand to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid for her household when it snows, for all her household are clothed in crimson. That's wool, brothers and sisters. That is the red wool from from the goats, from the goats and the sheep, or even the heifer. Even I don't know if they take the hair from the heifer, but it's quite possible. That's why I think it says in crimson. I could be wrong, but even so, the fact of the matter is that she's not afraid of the snow because she has prepared for the snow. There's food stocked. There's there's warm clothes made by her own hand. You know, even if today you don't make it by your own hand, you make sure, hey, I need to make sure everybody got their coats. Everybody got their coats, everybody got their thermals, everybody got their warm socks, so that when it get cold, we gonna be straight. This is the mindset of the virtuous woman, that she considers trouble down the road and prepares for it, right? She makes herself coverings. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. So she's modest. She's modest. She's not out here naked. She probably got a nice body. She out here putting in all this work. This woman out here working, making clothes, planting vineyards. She all at the market shopping, carrying groceries. No, she got a nice, she in shape. But guess what? She covering up. She covering up with the fine linens and purple, right? Her husband is known in the city gates, taking his seat among the elders of the land. You know why? Because a virtuous woman gets a virtuous man, or a virtuous man gets a virtuous woman. Right? They go together. It's like a wicked man get a wicked woman. She makes linen garments and sells them. She supplies the merchant with sashes. So that means she's self-sufficient, right? And the fact that she supplies the merchant with sashes, meaning, for one, she's a beloved person. How you not gonna like somebody like that? They out here taking care of their household, so the whole household love them. They out here feeding the poor and the needy, so the poor and the needy help them. She out here supplying the merchants with sashes, so when she come to buy stuff, she bringing gifts. Who don't love somebody that come bearing gifts? Hey, you know what? I made you some. I made you a sweater. I made you this. I made you that. Or I saw this and I thought about you. So she's considerate out here. She's a joy to be around. Cause she's upbeat, she's active, she doing stuff, she happy, her husband happy, her household happy, everybody she come in contact with is happy. Cause she got a ruach on her. Virtuous. Strength and dignity are her clothing. Now, she move as one with authority, and she's dignified. Let's look up dignity. Sometimes you kind of got an idea what it means, but let's just know for a surety. Definition of dignity. Definition of dignity: the state or quality of being worthy of honor or respect. So strength and the the state of being worthy of respect are her clothing. That means she's not out here showing off all her assets. You know what I'm talking about? She's out here being modest in her apparel, and she's so modest, she still look powerful. She still look like a person that's a force to be reckoned with. right? So, and she laughs at the time to come. You know why? Because she's prepared. She has prepared, and she could have life and have life more abundantly because of wisdom, because of understanding, because of her uprightness. What you got to worry about when you're doing everything right? What do you got to worry about when you are doing everything right? And I want y'all to understand this. This ain't just about women, right? Because as we know, Israel as a nation is compared to a woman, is compared to a wife that has dealt wickedly to her husband, who has not been a Proverbs 31, who did not move with strength and dignity, you know, who did not supply the merchants with sashes, you know, whose husband is not known at the gates. You know why her husband wasn't known at the gates? Because she out there cheating on her husband and laying under every green tree with the other gods of the other nations. So the Most High Yah wasn't known at our gates because we wasn't being virtuous, right? We wasn't covering ourselves. We was out here lewd and naked and committing abominable acts. So just like this is calling for the woman to be virtuous and to have these characteristics, likewise is the nation of Yasharal required to have these same characteristics as well. The Most High told us in different parts of this scripture, different parts of the Bible, to do the same thing that this woman did. He told us to take care of our household. A man that don't care for his household is worse than an infidel. It says she opens her hands to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. He told us if we afflict the poor, if we don't do them justice and they cry out to him against us, that he would hear their prayers, that he would hear their calls. So this does apply to us. This applies to men and women to seek after righteousness. This ain't just all on the women. I know it's been kind of put like that. But it's all these are living words here, right? She opens her mouth with wisdom. Ain't this how we supposed to talk? Ain't we supposed to talk with wisdom? She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. So she's showing a harbor in her speech. She's long suffering, she's patient, she's kind, she's not holding records of wrongs. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 13 is her mindset. The virtuous woman, the virtuous nation. She looks well to the ways of her household. Not only our household of our personal family, but the household of the nation. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. She always about action, always using her time wisely. Her children rise up and call her happy. Her husband too, he praises her. See, that's where we got to get to. That's where we got to get to as a nation. The Most High Yah, we got to get it to where he praises us for our obedience, for our meekness and humbleness of heart, for our gentle spirit, for our true harbor that we show to him and that we show to one another. The whole law sits on these two commandments: to love the Most High Yah with all your heart and soul, and to treat thy neighbor as thyself. This is the whole of the thing. This is what the virtuous woman does. How else are her children gonna rise up and call her happy? Our brothers and sisters gonna call us happy. You know why? Because we treating each other with a harbor. How else can a husband too praise her? How else can the Most High Yah praise us? How else can Yahushua Mashiach praise us unless we keep their commandments? Hmm? Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all. Many nations have done excellently, but Yasharal should and will surpass them all. Torah for that. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Most High is to be praised. This is what we're supposed to be, brothers and sisters. Give her a share in the fruit of her hands. So a man sows, so will he reap. Give her a share in the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the city gates. Toda ya. And we about right on time. We about right on time with that thing. Um, yeah, man. Proverbs 31. It's not just about, a woman of Yah, not just about a female, but it's about the nation, about Yehuda, about Yasharal being the Proverbs 31 wife to the Most High and to his children, to his household, so that we can make his name known at the gates. We got to make his name known at the gates so that they know who house this is. So he could say, there goes my baby. Ooh, girl, I love you. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, man, that's what I got for you today. Proverbs 31. All praise to the Most High. Thanks to his son, Yahushua Mashiach. Hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe, notification, and hit that notification bell and all that, man. Do it. I'm seeing views. I ain't seeing no likes, comments. Don't rob your brother of his likes and his subscriptions and his comments. So anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Abba willing. Told y'all 12 tribes, one nation.